Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Endwalker. In the last episode, we went around and caught up and wrapped up with everybody after the conclusion of the whole Void Golbez story arc with Zero. And at the very end of that episode, we got a little bit of a teaser, I guess you would say, for the upcoming story elements that are going to lead us into the next expansion, which we now know what that is, which is Dawn Trail, where we're going to the New World. And we got a little teaser for the new character that's going to be introduced, which we only really saw a pair of legs. So we'll see who that ends up being. So the new 6.55 patch has been released recently. It's been a few days at this point. So we're going to head on in and finish up those quests. And see what happens. And because this is more officially kind of the first quests of the new expansion, I've gone ahead and switched over to one of the new jobs that I'm going to be playing in the new expansion, because I like to change the primary jobs that I'm playing with each new expansion. And so I've been working on getting my Red Mage set up, and this is the completed new Red Mage relic weapon. Looks very cool. And I've gone ahead and changed my character's hairstyle because I changed my character's hairstyle at the start of every new expansion. So let's get to it. Does Ashdaya have anything to say? Or is that Han home? Still got some recovery to do. Alright, Varshan. Varshan has a message from Charlayan. Ah, Yame, one of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldessian request your presence in Charlayan at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone that they require. If you've no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldessian Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Ashdaya the city. From notable landmarks to the people's lives, there's still much and more for her to see. Farewell for now, my friend. I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. Alright then. Made a little audio adjustment. Alright. So, let's head over to the Baldessian Annex, which... Right. Ojika, what do we got? A warm and hearty welcome to you, Ayame. I gather you received our message. Please wait here while I fetch Kryle and Graha. Ah, got the hood down there, Kryle. Thank you for coming on such short notice. And forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the Void, to say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. Alright. I imagine you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there is someone whom he wishes Ayame to meet. He also mentions that he would be tending to business at the studium. Shall we look for him there? All right. Over to the studium. Now then, where is Erinville?
Erinville!
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important.
No, not really.
I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World. Tural.
You went to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
But it seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
He's wearing that earring that you found in that letter.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is her, the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain she's no ordinary woman. I'm Uklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
And here's our first female Hrothgar in the game.
Tulihuela.
Tuliolal. That's going to be a tongue twister. The next expansion.
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
All right, then.
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The Rite of Succession. Taking the form of a contest, it will determine who next ascends the throne. As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning. I was searching for champions to join me when Erinville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
You've been talking me up.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
Why not?
Wait, let's all just slow down. Wuklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Tulihuela is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own. and that's what matters.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage. But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me. Now, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda. Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
You have my complete attention.
We're going to get along, you and I. Tural has no shortage of unexplored frontiers and deadly fiends. You'll never want for excitement, I promise you.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Tuliolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions. So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
A hunt, you say? And I see you carry a great axe. So you are a warrior. All right. Uklamat. All right. So where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. Erenville? That's the long and short of it. At the very least, I ask that you go on this hunt of hers and take her measure for yourself. Well, a journey to Tural. Alright, Gra. The chance to see not only Tural, but the fabled Golden City besides, this is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you shouldn't hastily accept it. You should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let us begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. Not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Ham. We went there not long ago and culled some unruly fauna, of course, but according to the recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. It's believed that they have been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition? The isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tural. Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or lend before the chance, or we have the chance to get acquainted. And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions. My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the Isle. I will join you as soon as possible. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbor. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. All right, let's go. Actually, and funnily enough, I usually go with 2 jobs, as being primary and secondary, or just together. And the other job that I'm working on getting set up is Warrior, which was the first job that I started playing back when I first started this series. Decided to return to it. It's not set up and ready yet, but getting there. Alright. Aaron Bill. We have the loan of a ship from one of the captains, a cheery fellow. I can operate the vessel, so we don't need to trouble him to take us. Graha. Quiet was acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. I wonder what preparations she needs to make. Alright, Luke. So we have to take a ship? Ugh, I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going. Upon heading to the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. As recommended, you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Let me see. I think I should have plenty of time. You will be required to participate in battle. Yes, I know. You know, the solo instance effect is surrounding her, so, you know, we're going to be fighting.
From here, we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural. Oh, a white bear! I wonder what it tastes like.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
I know. I know. So this is the Isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kona's my second older brother, and until recently he was a student in this city. He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studium? Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret. Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see.
Ah.
One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
All right. Let's go find something to kill.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can.
Or incapacitate. I don't know. Depends on if they want the specimen alive or not. All right.
The researchers should be just ahead. There. The building to the northeast.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right, let's hunt our fill.
Get to work.
Look! Someone's in trouble!
Yeah, taste my axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
Yep, I think the choice of a warrior as her job suits her. All right, hard-pressed surveyor. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the one who answered our petition? Wait, aren't you? You are, Ayame, the adventurer who saved our star. Would that our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm, once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking our equipment.
You really are famous.
Yep.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
Alright.
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
Alright, concerned researcher. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume? We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected, and we've encountered thus far. We dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we'd be most grateful if you would share it with us. Alright, let's go.
I'll handle this. Hold still.
Okay.
Is that all? Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail.
A beast carcass. You find ravaged beast remains torn to shreds by sharp
These
talons.
claw marks. I've seen their like before. It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Something over here. Tattered plumage. Fine feathers are scattered about the ground. There are signs of a fierce struggle.
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
You
Cooked.
presume it's even safe to eat?
Animal leavings. Ooh. The cloying stench of fresh leavings assails your nostrils. Whatever beast left them is likely still close by.
Still fresh. Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
Do you suppose they're upset we disturbed their home?
Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then they've got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
All right. Where's she off to?
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey. Ah! What is that thing?
Well, there we go.
It speaks?
Giant colibri.
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
Come, Woklamat.
Right. Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
Caught me by surprise! Caught me by surprise!
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
All right, let's get to it.
so you like, Bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you. Ah, shut up already, you blasted bird!
All right, what are we doing?
Look out!
Ah.
I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
Not good. Quickly, gather together.
Ooh.
I've got you.
That was too close.
Nice move.
Steady now.
Spread out, everyone!
Ooh.
You paid for that. Thank you.
All right. All right, this again. Ah. Oh, we're on wings. Okay.
That was hardly a tickle. Try this.
All right, good work.
Nothing to it. We have you now, you loudmouth bastard!
Throw everything you have at it.
All right. Got it.
And I had barely limbered up.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt. But what a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Dirty tricks, dirty tricks.
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
We're not done.
Leave this to me. Have at you.
Ah, so they are going to show her as Pictomancer.
Cryle.
A new outfit.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamut. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Hydaelyn. Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft. As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute. And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer. With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy. As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed. I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal. It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf, and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this. Given how culturally diverse Tuliyollal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one. The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, it would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuliyollal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
We're eating that.
Sure, why not? All right, Trial. Thanks to Wuklamat, we now know who sent the letter to grandfather, among other things, but many questions still remain. Graha. I understand Krau's feelings all too well. The desire to do one's part, it can be daunting to try and keep up, but nothing will change unless we take the first step. And Ook. What an exciting hunt that was, and now it's time to savor the reward. Alright, Anvil. Hold on. Alright, let's go. Alright, with the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. That just leaves a matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's only one place that we can take it to here in Sharlayan, the last stand. Come, let us see what Dickon can cook up for us. Alright. Let's see what we got. Well now, there's a famished space if I've ever seen one. What can I get you, Ayame? Giant monster meat. Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me, I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear?
Come, come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together. I'd heard that Sharlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Is it from Razadhan?
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice.
0.
So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Sharlayan.
It's nothing. I can't handle.
Yeah, get some grease in there.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
I see. I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead. Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long. The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it. The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies. That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well. And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal?
Of course we are.
you don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Go right ahead. All right, Aaronville. Whether Wuklamot has the makings of ruler, I couldn't say, but I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. Alright, what do we got? Baba Ganoush. Alright. Caviar sandwich. Meh. Caviar canapes. And broccoli flour stew. Well, I'll get in silver pieces. All right. I think this is where we will go ahead and end this episode. Actually, let's just see what Graha has to say first. Graha is more, because I don't know how much longer we actually have. Let's just see where this goes. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wuklamot's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. It certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed. But right, not only would it help you make an informed decision, but if you choose to go, you will be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. Alright. I think I will go ahead and actually end the episode here, and we'll pick up at this point when we come back. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.